high intensity. Mike Mensa said, if I don't do it like this, I ain't gonna grow. It ain't gonna work for you. You ain't sitting at a desk all day, fam. You're not. You're working. You're in the damn field. Right? What's good, YouTube family? It's your man Mo. And in today's video, I wanted to kind of switch things up a little bit from the current rhythm that we've been having on YouTube and actually have a one-on-one talk to my fellow subscribers out there and to my people out there, especially my people who are working either physically demanding jobs or just has a crazy busy schedule. There is something that needs to be said. But before I get to that, I want to take a minute to fully thank all the new subscribers that has subscribed to this channel. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking a chance on a small channel like mine to check me out, see what I'm about, and find some value here. I know if you clicked on the video and it made you subscribe, it means you found some value here, and I hope to consistently execute on value that can help serve you. Now, getting into my topic at hand, my topic is the fitness advice that we are receiving nowadays, especially for my busy men, especially for my men out here working physical labor, putting their body through the fire each and every day to get that paycheck, to sustain their families, to do what they need to do to survive. The training advice that is floating around on the net, on the YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, that advice is not for us. I'm gonna just keep it straight, real, and raw with you. That advice is not for the working man, straight and to the point. And the reason that is because a lot of these training programs nowadays are promoting a lot of high volume. Oh, you need 15 to 20 sets on like 7, 8 different exercises in order to grow some muscle. And then you even have people on the opposite spectrum who says your intensity needs to be to the max. It needs to be RIR0, RPE 9 to 10 in order for you to stimulate enough or evoke enough growth in the muscles for you to grow. And I feel like both of them are wrong. And it's very easy to get caught up in one or two camps. And I'm not saying they're wrong from the foundation of what they're offering, because anything that you do, whether it's high volume or high intensity, is going to get you results. But specifically, it is wrong for us because too much volume on top of having a job that already promotes so much volume throughout the day, whether you're doing repetitive tasks, whether you are busy and you're constantly in motion, your volume of life, the volume of your reality is already too high. And then when it comes to high intensity, all that intensity, taking it to the full max, maxing out, putting as much weights as you possibly can on the bar, on the machine, or whatever apparatus or piece of equipment that you're using, and sending it off to the moon like you're in your early 20s or your late teens while you're working a physically demanding job just does not serve you. Sorry. Your joints is probably already on fire due to the repetitive nature of your work. Your central nervous system is probably already tapped due to the daily craziness of your reality. And you mean to tell me that you're going to add more volume already on a high volume life and more intensity on an already fractured central nervous system? It's not going to work. And trust me, I'm not speaking as a person that is on the outside viewing this, right? I'm speaking from experience, and you guys see, if you watch the channel, you see that I work a physically demanding job. I work with tires all day from varying sizes and weights, from 50 pounds all the way up to even 300 pounds, depending on if I have to pull commercial tires that day. But not even this job, and I've been doing this job for almost 3 years now. But jobs before this, I've worked as an excavationer for a plumbing company when I was trying to break into the plumbing trade. And I had to start as an excavationer in order to get the hours to start in plumbing. And what we used to do there was tunnel 4 by 4 foot holes under the slabs of people's homes so we can expose the piping for any corrections or any breakages or anything like that that the drainage crew would actually come in and fix. And doing that job, you're on a hammer drill for hours. You're using a shovel and trying to dig through dirt. And if you were anywhere, because I stay in Texas, if you were anywhere up north in Texas and you had to do this, you had to deal with that clay of dirt. Well, it was a workout itself just trying to dig that up. Not to mention the ditches in the trenches that we had to dig. Not to mention when I actually got into the drainage portion of things, when you had to deal with that cast iron pipe and having to haul that out of a small tunnel where literally you're bending down and you're in the most compromising position. Your joints is begging to get out of it. Your joints is begging for reprieve. And even before that, when I first moved out here to Texas, I got into a program called the AmeriCorps. And for our focused work, what we did was we helped one restore homes for people who are in low income situations, and we actually built homes from the ground up for people who are in income situations too. Green homes that we would build up from tiny homes to full houses, right? And when we did the restoration portion of things, a lot of the times we had to clear shingles, old shingles from houses. And you're taking a shovel. If anybody out there who's done any shingle work, you're taking that shovel and you're getting rid of those shingles and you're applying metal shingles. Your back, my back used to literally be on fire doing that craziness, man. And then not to mention having to work overhead, applying certain things when you're building a home from the ground up. Things of that nature. I've done a lot of physical work in the last 6 years alone. The last 6 years alone. Within that time frame of that 6 years, I've been trying to manage my training and train on top of those stresses that I was putting on my body doing that type of work. And trust me, it didn't work out. I tried to train the 4, 5, 6 days a week. Didn't work. I tried to do the bodybuilding plans. I've even ran power building plans where you're mixing powerlifting and bodybuilding together. Within that 6 year period when I was doing all that physical work, didn't work. There was even a period in my training where I stopped for like 3 to 4 months straight just because the nature of my job was so intense on my body that even thinking about doing a workout session, thinking about it was daunting. Literally. Like I'm speaking from literal experience, and it's so visceral to me because in that 3 to 4 month period when I didn't train, I was at my most depressed because the thing that I love training was taking a back seat to my reality, and I didn't know how to navigate it until recently. So I say all of this because we need a definitive plan or definitive approach for us, for what we do, us blue collar men, us men in the trades, us men who work physically with our body, us men who are busy and don't have the time to be in the gym 5, 6, 7 days a week because not only is our bodies on fire, but mentally we're checking out. Not just physically, but mentally we want to check out. So I don't want to sit here and ramble. I do want to give you some solutions, right? And my number one solution here is we need to reduce the days that we train, right? No more going to the gym 4, 5, 6 days a week, even if you love it. And the reason why I say that is because, again, from the volume of your reality, from the volume of your work, you are putting too much additional stress on the body to be able to handle that amount of training. You need to reduce your days to 2 to 3 days, maybe, and I say this depending on your situation, maybe 4 days a week, because four can work if it's not too intense for you. Within those days, if you're doing 2 days a week, 2 full body sessions. Days in between, mobility work and some kind of mobility work, kind of down regulating work at the end of your training as well, or at the end of the day. That should be an everyday thing. If you're doing 3 days a week, I recommend you try the plan that I offered in my last video. Though I didn't like the production of that video too much, I left it up because the value was there. And what I said in that video is basically you do 3 days a week, and this is how you maintain it without burning out. You have a heavy day where you go all out, or well, not go all out in relation to weight, but you have specific movements that requires a little bit more energy. So let's say you're doing pull-ups, dips, and some squats. You might be doing weighted variations of those, or you may be doing something with weights, whether it's incline chest press, heavy rows, or heavy split squats, something like that. That'll be your heavy day, right? You go within that range of 1 to 2 reps in reserve. And I say this because your heavy day should be a heavy-ish type of day, not a true full send to the moon failure day. And the reason why is, again, like I said before, that high intensity, those Mike Mensa mindsets is not going to work for a man who's living a high intense lifestyle, right? It's not going to work. You want some intensity, but you want to be a little bit shy, maybe 1 to 2 reps shy from failure, so you don't burn yourself all the way out. That way you can't even go to work that day after you finish your training in the morning, or you can't go the following day after you did your training last night. It's not going to work. You reduce your volume for each exercise by 2 sets. That first set, you go all out within that 1 to 2 rep range in reserve. That second set, you try to match that first set. For example, if you only did 8 reps that first set and you only got 5 the second set, you stay with it with whatever weight, whatever movement, whatever tempo, whatever it is, you stay with that until you match it across, and then you increase, whether that's in technique, whether that's in weight, whichever way that you like to progressively overload. You have those 3 days. Your next day is going to be your light day. That's going to be in the middle of the week because think about it. You just finished your training. You're already kind of taxed from that. You're still working throughout the week. You're taxed from your job. Within the middle of the week, to reduce that decision fatigue on if I should train or not, you have a light day. Now this day is more corrective focused, more technique focused. You're really just driving blood into the areas that you want to work. So if you have specific areas you want to bring up, like say your chest, your arms, your abs, you focus on specific movements that are lighter in nature, that you can do at lighter loads for higher repetitions, that's still going to stimulate that area for growth, but not to a point where you're burning yourself out with crazy intensity. This allows you a little bit of reprieve in the middle of the week, but also keeps your adherence to your plan without you falling off midweek because you're tired. And you still reap the benefit of the stimulus, which will help you with your gains. That muscle protein synthesis signal still keeps going throughout the week. And then you end your week off with a medium day where now you're focusing specifically on hypertrophy. Now you're going into that 8 to 12 rep range, that 1, maybe 3 reps shy of failure here, depending on how energy levels is from throughout the week. And you choose the movements that's within the alignment of your goal. And I can go in deeper on this in other videos. Right now, I'm not trying to make it too long, but this is a good starting structure for people who are who are working these physically demanding jobs and need a solution, right? And I'm not saying this is the best solution of all, and you can definitely play with this. For example, my heavy days now, instead of it being Monday, the beginning of the week, I have mine on a Saturday where I have a day off, or either on that day if I'm not working OT Saturday, or day off the day after, which is Sunday, where I have 24 hours to recover. I do a medium day on my Monday or my Tuesday, depending on how recovered I am from my Monday. And then I still have my light day around a Wednesday or Thursday in the middle of the week to still help me combat some of that the stressors of my job and my training and my daily routine, whatever it is, so that way I can stay in the game. And then we repeat with heavy day again. You can do it like that. You can maneuver the system how you want. And those 3 days can be full body days. But if you have specific goals where maybe you want to work your legs because you're trying to bring those up, have a dedicated day for that. Upper, lower, pull, or you can do a push pull legs or whatever which way you want to do it, or push pull full, upper lower full, however you want to do it. And I'm going to have more details about planning and things like that because this is my mission, is to be able to give us something that can work with us, not against us. So to all my fellow labor working men out there, stop following the gym hype. Stop following these coaches, these influencers. Oh, I got to follow this. Oh, I got to do 15 to 20 sets. Oh, I got to do high intensity. Mike Mensa said, if I don't do it like this, I ain't going to grow. It ain't going to work for you. You ain't sitting at a desk all day, fam. You're not. You're working. You're in the damn field, right? You're in the field. Oh, you're busybody. You're handling this. You're doing that. And trust me, I know, even from the busybody perspective, while I was doing these physical jobs, I was also personal training and coaching on the side. And no, I ain't coming on to you here as a coach trying to sell you something. I ain't got nothing to sell you. I'm giving you the real taste. I'm giving you reality because this is what we need. So I know how hard it is being a busy man in a physically demanding job working, man, and trying to make it work. Because I've suffered through trying to do what they told me to do, which was optimize and optimal, and failed. Now it's time that we get a plan for us. So I ain't gonna ramble on here too long. I understand what I had to say. I'm getting fired up just talking about this. I hope you guys found value in today's content. Again, thank you to all the new subscribers. And tell me if you guys like one-on-one real raw talk videos like this, and I'll keep sending them your way. Until next time, your man Mo is out. Peace.